an exhibit, the presidential election regional results summary sheet.
My lords, please, I couldn't hear you.
Presidential election regional results summary sheet is attached to your witness statement.
Attached to my witness statement?
Yes, your witness statement.
Okay.
Eastern region.
Eastern region, yes, my lord.
The one with the... Mr. White, Dr. White, look at the one...
Yes, my lord.
Now look at the far right column.
The far...
Right column, the bottom part.
Okay.
Reasons if refused to sign. Do you see it?
Yes, my lord.
So are you seriously saying that if you had any reason to refuse to sign, you couldn't have registered it there, that column? I want you to be very... Are you seriously saying that this column could not take any reason for a refusal to sign?
My lord, with the greatest of respect, this form is designed purposely for regional representatives at the coalition center at the regional level. They are the ones who are required to sign, and a space made available for them, and state reasons. At the national coalition center, my lords, no space whatsoever is provided on any form whatsoever to indicate why we have a concern and we needed it registered. And in fact, it is in consideration of that we decided that let's have a conversation with the returning officer and raise our concerns.
Agree. So you agree with me that at the regional level there is a space for parties representative to assign reasons for not signing?
Yes, my lord, but not at the national level where I was a representative.
One minute. Professor White.
Yes, my lord.
You said you received training or before assuming your duties.
Yes, my lord.
So you've seen the Form 13 before?
Form 13?
Yes.
I have seen the Form 13 during the training process, yes.
All right. I'm going to show you a copy of the Form 13 that has been brought to this court.
Okay.
It's not in evidence yet, but I'm going to show it to you. Please show it to his lawyer and then show it to you. Do you see a column that is headed reason for refusal to sign?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
And my lord, if I may, this is not Form 13.
What is it?
Only the first respondent can answer. Because if you look into the CI 127, a sample of the Form 13 is there. It requires you to list the regions and list the candidates and their individual votes as obtained from the regions. This form only listed the candidates, the votes they obtained, and then subsequently had agents and the candidates and signature. So this is not Form 13.
So when you say that the Form 13, as you know, it does not have a place for indicating your refusal to sign, you are thinking about what is in the law?
My lord, I have not said. My lord, I have not said the Form 13 as I know it. I only said we were not given any form in the National Coalition Center that requires or has a space for us to sign.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
Look, Doc, I have a very simple question. Is there a reason why there should be the two of you in the strong room at the same time?
Yes, my lord. I believe it is for us to be able to confer. For instance, the process involves a lot of calculations. And if I may, at some point, my colleague has to be mentioning the figures for me one by one, whilst I calculate them. both on the calculator and then in the Excel file. So there obviously was a reason why we have to be 2. And I noticed that the CI actually says that agents must not be more than 2.
All right. So if there was concern for you to leave, and in a heightened, circumstance like that, do the 2 of you go?
Madam, sorry.
No, please, because you see, you were there for a purpose.
Yes,
for
my
the
lord.
petitioner, his eyes, body, everything was you.
Yes, my
You
lord.
were going to confer with the petitioner.
Yes.
What were you expecting him to say? Because you were the ones receiving the regional results. So if you have to go and confer with the petitioner, wasn't it enough for one of you to go so that one stay around and see exactly what is happening?
My lord, with the
Looking
greatest
at the atmosphere.
My lord, with the greatest of respect, the question itself suggests that the first respondent cannot be trusted.
No.
And therefore, we should have left one person there. I indicated to this honorable court, my lords, that we acted in good faith and realized later that we were deceived. And so, yes, there was that option, but we exercised the option that will allow us to give the petitioner the best of information that was available to us. For instance, my lord, whilst he was there meeting with the returning officer, I was in the strong room. He needed to inform the petitioner what exactly he was discussing at that time, and I needed to tell the petitioner what I was observing whilst I remained in the strong room. So it was important that both of us left.
Doctor, I want to be very clear on some of these issues. Now, you've already told this court that you were not sent to the strong room to take instructions from the chairperson of the first respondent. Is that correct? Your presence in the strong room was to see to the cause of the petitioner, but not to take instructions from the first respondent. You were asked this question and you admitted, you said yes.
And I indicated that.
Please, you said yes, you were not to take instructions from the first respondent.
My lord, yes.
So, when the first respondent said, go and consult the petitioner, what were you going to discuss with the petitioner? You were in the strong room for a purpose. He told you to go and consult the petitioner. On what? I want to know.
My lord, on the specific irregularities that we have brought to her attention, and she did indicate also that the reason she was asking us to do so that all the stakeholders, including the MPP, Peace Council and others, could be invited to ensure that we have a credible result before the announcement is made.
But you know that part of your duties in the strong room, at the end of the day, if you have refused to sign, was to indicate the reasons why you had refused to sign.
My lord, it appears to me that there is a particular side of this narrative that has not been very clear. I am saying with the greatest of respect that the forms that arrived in the room and within that room itself,
I don't mean
there has been no space whatsoever for us.
No, I don't mean that. I am saying that at a point in time in the strong room, there will be a time for you to indicate your displeasures on what has happened.
My lord,
to the EC.
We know that, and we had hoped to get that opportunity, but that opportunity was denied us.
Please. Then, you see, would it be right for me to say that by taking contrary instructions from the chairperson of the first respondent, granted what you are saying is true, you did not help the cause of the petitioner who sent you there?
My lord, I don't believe that is true. We were working in furtherance of making sure that the results that ultimately gets announced by the first respondent reflect and represents the will of the people. And if she asking us to consult with the petitioner is part of how we could get there, we were happy to do it.
But then, seriously speaking, you did not take your training seriously. No, please.
It's not an appropriate question.
I want to be clear. You've gone to do a particular job Then instead of doing the particular job that sent you there, you take instructions from somebody else. Then you leave your job. You see, that's what I want to find out. Then you did not help the petitioner.
My Lord, with respect, his Lordship is entitled to his opinion about what the petitioner did. In terms of factual evidence about what he did and the reasons that he has answered. He has, in terms of, his Lordship can have his opinion. That's his opinion to have, and he can have it as well. But in terms of what the petitioner did and why he did it, he has answered the question. So I don't think he can be harassed with these opinions.
Please, I take deference to that. I am not harassing the witness. It's not my duty to harass him. Well, I know that he has been sent by the petitioner to do a job for him. Then somebody tells you, oh, go to the petitioner and consult him. If the petitioner could do the work, he himself would have been there. That's what I want to find out. But how am I harassing him?
Well, you're harassing him respectfully because the petitioner has indicated that it wasn't just somebody told them that go and talk to the petitioner. The petitioner has indicated that the returning officer...
The witness or the petitioner?
The witness. Thank you for the correction. The witness has indicated that the chairperson, not just anybody, the chairperson, who is the returning officer, was the person with whom his colleague had the conversation, and on the basis of that, they were sent to talk with the petitioner. And he has given every account of why they thought it fit that both of them should go. Now, so if repeatedly an opinion is being put to him, that is harassment of the witness, and that's not allowed.
My last question.
Thank you.
My last question, Doc. Just by the way, what do you lecture at the University of Ghana? The subject, please.
My Lord, I teach public policy.
Okay, thank you.
Right. I have one more question for you. I want to be clear in my mind. You've said in evidence that you never spoke to the chairperson or the first respondent. You said it.
My Lord, I did say I never spoke to her in person.
Yes.
But I do know that my colleague had spoken to her on our behalf.
No. So how did she instruct you? The person never spoke to you. You have admitted on oath.
My Lord, I am surprised at this question.
What?
The reason being that...
Why are you surprised?
I'm surprised because...
the question I'm asking emanates from your evidence.
Yes, my Lord.
So wait. Dr. White, wait.
Thank you, my Lord. Sorry about that, my Lord.
I'm saying that you have admitted on oath that you never spoke to the chairperson.
Yes, my Lord.
So I'm asking, how was the instruction issued? Is it not a fair question? Why are you
It is a fair question, my Lord.
So why
the instruction was issued through my colleague, Rojo Metelnunu.
Yeah. So
and on the basis of that, we had to comply. Thank you, my Lord.
No re-examination.